Thank you. So welcome to the virtual launch event for Highland Community Builders' new FOC, or Financial Opportunity Center, and their Digital Navigator program. So we will spend the next about 45 minutes and just reviewing some of the services that will be offered through these two programs. We have funders on the call and partners on the call that will talk a little bit about why they're excited for the program to be in the community. And I will be reviewing the chat box. So if you have questions in between, feel free to add them to the chat box. We'll also save time at the end for questions and answers from anybody who has anything toward the end. So we will go ahead and get started. I'm going to pass it over to Karen to talk a little bit about Highland Community Builders and the new services that are coming into the community. Karen.
Great, thanks Emily. And welcome everybody. This is really an exciting day for us. Just to give you a little background about Highland Community Builders, we're a nonprofit that was started in 2006 and really started to provide a kind of wide range of community development, education, and social services to low and moderate income households in Randolph and surrounding counties. And also to promote, to really support the mission of the Randolph County Housing Authority. So the Housing Authority started Highland Community Builders, and the Housing Authority's mission is to promote strong communities and a healthy quality of life. So some of the things since its inception that Highland Community Builders has done is create a new 40-lot subdivision in Elkins called Highland Meadows, start a property management company that manages affordable rentals and market rate rentals in 3 counties, and raise funds and support the Youth Build program, which helps young people with task attainment and job training. HCB has also played a supporting role in some really important real estate development projects as well. So one of the first partnerships that HCB sought and was lucky to engage in was with Rural LISC. So as a Rural LISC member, we're able to kind of engage with rural community development corporations around the country and really learn from their best practices. And this is one of the ways we found out about the Financial Opportunity Center model. But Rural LISC also provides small operating grants and pre-development loans. So those pre-development loans, for instance, helped really with redevelopment of the Del Monte Hotel and the Tigert Hotel in downtown Elkins. So, you know, 2 kind of pivotal projects for us. Rural LISC also is supporting our Randolph County Workforce Development Collaborative, which is trying to connect underemployed or unemployed people with high need employers in allied health and in hardwood manufacturing. And Rural LISC has been supporting for, I think, 4 years now, our Healthy Home program, which is also supported in large part by the Claude Worthington Benham Foundation. And that program provides care coordination to seniors that live in affordable rental projects in Randolph, Tucker, and Lewis counties. So that's a little bit about Highland Community Builders, but we're here today to announce and celebrate the launch of another great set of programs that are supported both by Rural LISC and the Benham Foundation. So the Financial Opportunity Center model is one that we did learn about through Rural LISC. And really with funding, new funding that's been provided by Benham Robert Wood Johnson partnership to really address the effects of the COVID pandemic in our region, we decided this would be a good time to really put this Financial Opportunity Center together in our region. So we know the pandemic's creating economic hardship for households in our region. And we've created a kind of a range of short-term emergency-oriented programs in collaboration with some of our partners here to help with financial assistance and eviction prevention. But the Financial Opportunity Center is giving us a chance to help people with things like financial planning, accessing social benefits that households may not have had to access before, and getting employment coaching. So it's a really good fit for this time in our history to launch this kind of a program. I think it's a great model because it meets people where they are and helps them set goals that mean something to them and reach them with the help of a coach and sort of learning and growing their financial skills along the way. In fact, our first step in really putting this together was to reach out to the Homeownership Center as a key partner, because they've been providing homebuyer education and financial literacy to individuals and households for over 20 years now. So their expertise is going to be really critical to our success. So while we have started it to really help households in this kind of time of crisis, we really look forward to, you know, a long history or a long time of being able to provide this program to a wide range of people working on a wide range of goals, including homeownership. So that's the Financial Opportunity Center, and you'll be hearing more about this model. The Digital Navigation Program is also a joint Benedum, Robert Wood Johnson, and Rural LISC program, shorter term in nature, really focused on the pandemic time, but it's going to allow us to expand what we'd already created with our Benedum funds, which we were calling Protect and Connect for our Healthy Home Program participants. And we'll expand to other vulnerable populations that need internet connection, digital devices, and or training in order to decrease social isolation, access telehealth, or connect to employment or education or training opportunities that they would otherwise not be able to connect to. So, so that's a little bit about Highland Community Builders, and these two new programs we're really excited about, and I'm happy to answer questions now or maybe at the end. So thanks.
Great, thanks so much. So again, if you have questions, you can feel free to chime in, or you can throw them into chat, and we'll save some space at the end as well. So I'm gonna pass it over to our Vice President and Director of Rural LISC, Caitlin Kane. She is not on video, she's in Louisiana. As you can all imagine, broadband is not great there right now. So I am gonna pass it over to her to let her talk a little bit about why Rural LISC is in partnership with Highland Community Builders and why we're excited about this work.
Great, thank you so much, Emily. Good morning, everybody. And Karen, also, it's a pleasure to get to know you. I look forward to actually being able to meet in person sometime soon. But I'm absolutely thrilled to be here today, taking part in the virtual launch of Highland Community Builders FOC. For those of you who may not be as familiar with Rural LISC, I'm sure the majority of you are, but for those that aren't, we are actually part of the One LISC network, and we are one of the country's largest social enterprise organizations. We support an array of projects that really focus in on revitalizing communities to bring about greater economic opportunity to residents. And for Rural LISC, those residents are all of our rural communities throughout 45 states. Rural LISC invests in partnerships, again, in many of our areas, and we do this through partnerships like the Highland Community Builders to really support and catalyze key community development initiatives in 5 investment areas. And that is in workforce development, for what we're here to celebrate today, broadband and infrastructure, and what we're here to celebrate today, disaster assistance, placemaking, and also in providing enhanced access to capital. I'm thrilled particularly to be part of today's launch because HCB is a bit of an outlier and it is a true community differentiator. And I'll get to that in one moment. But I want to spend just a second to really talk about the FOC model and why FOCs are so incredibly powerful. FOCs by themselves are amazing wealth building tools because they add value through all of these wraparound social service opportunities, really meeting an individual where they're at, providing financial training and upskilling and a variety of coaching, which is a true differentiator for an individual and also for a community. But HCB has taken the model a step further. They created 3 programs. You have an FOC, you have a Digital Navigator program, and you have the rural workforce ecosystem, which knits it all together. So HCB, in fact, you've created this trifecta. You have achieved the trifecta, and that is incredibly powerful. And this is just a really amazing moment in time. And I think we should just kind of pause and really reflect upon that, because it's a lot of hard work. And we wouldn't be here today if not for the support of so many of the stakeholders and partnerships which are part of this dialogue today, and our funders. So I really want to thank all of you that are on today's call or virtual chat, because it takes truly a community and ecosystem to achieve this level of investment and to make sure that it's sustainable and really goes a distance for the community. Today it is also incredibly special because it's Digital Inclusion Week. And there is no better time than now to spotlight the importance of connectivity and the role that FOCs and HCB in particular play in helping to narrow the digital divide and connect people to opportunity. Karen, you hit it spot on earlier, how important it is to ensure that we connect individuals with broadband and the opportunity that brings, from workforce development to education to upskilling to wealth creation to all of these things that require immediate connectivity. And so everything that you're working on today is so incredibly powerful. And I want to thank you all so much for inviting me here to be a small part in this. But we at Rural LISC really look forward to our future collaboration with HCB and many of the folks on today's dialogue to continue the hard work. It's just starting, and this is a long-term initiative, and we at Rural LISC are here for the long term and really look forward to collaborating with you moving forward. So thank you again for everything that you've been doing. This is phenomenal yeoman's work. You should be really proud of yourselves. And with that, Emily, I'll hand it back to you.
Great, thanks so much, Caitlin. I'm gonna now pass it over to Kim Tiemann, who is with the Benedum Foundation, to talk a little bit about why they're investing in this work. Kim? You are on mute, Kim.
How many years is it going to take us to learn that? I'm so sorry. Thank you, Emily, and thank you for getting me to be sound worthy. COVID-19 has really demonstrated the way inequity exists in communities by interrupting public health and education of our citizens, as well as the economies that support them. Many people are struggling to meet the basic needs of their families, facing new anxiety and uncertainty about what the future holds for them. Appalachian communities, we know, face some of the greatest inequities, and a state that is very rural, like West Virginia, is particularly vulnerable. And in West Virginia, we have, as you know, some of the highest rates of unemployment, poor health status, lower educational attainment, and less access to healthcare and social services that really unjustly define our communities. The Claude Worthington Benedum Foundation is in its 75th year of dedicated philanthropy to West Virginia and rural Western Pennsylvania. And earlier this year, we had an incredible opportunity come our way to partner with the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, which is a leader in healthcare in the nation. Their beliefs related to the COVID-19 pandemic are that we ensure every American has a fair opportunity for health and well-being, that we help families who are feeling the greatest strain under COVID-19, and that we provide emergency relief broadly in the areas of housing, food insecurity, and economic support. We had the privilege of providing 16 grants to nonprofits across West Virginia whose daily work is to assist people in our state with the needs that I mentioned. We are very pleased that we were able to award $100,000 to the Randolph County Housing Authority and its partners on this call to use housing as a platform for the delivery of services for vulnerable seniors and families living in poverty. The foundation has a very long history of working successfully with Randolph County Housing Authority and its partners to improve systems of care and to provide housing, financial counseling, improved health outcomes like the ones Karen mentioned with our Healthy Home program that we're particularly proud of. So this project will provide much needed resources to address many of the social determinants of health across these populations that we serve: seniors, persons who are low income, people of color, people who are homeless or at risk of homelessness. These are extraordinary times, as we all know. I don't know if we'll ever get to quit saying that statement either, but COVID-19 has really demonstrated the importance of the public health sector to work alongside other sectors like housing and economic development, and to create system-based approaches. The Benedum Foundation knows the humble strength and the ingenuity of our people, and we hope that there will be silver linings from this pandemic that present new opportunities for system changes that will inspire improved policies and inform best practices that we learn through this project and others as we recover. We appreciate being a partner with you in this critical work. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Kim. Speaking of inspiring, this is really great. Thank you all for sharing. I'm going to now pass it over to Tanya, who's one of the Financial Opportunity Center coaches, to talk a little more about what she's excited about for this program in the community.
Yes, I'm Tanya Holbrook. I am the homeownership advisor, loan originator, and I will be the financial coach for the FOC. And I'm really excited about this opportunity to help families in a little bit different way than what we do here at the Homeownership Center, but kind of the same way. Now, our executive director, Kate Summers, was supposed to speak, and she had a family emergency. So I'm going to kind of read what she had prepared. So bear with me here. This is a little bit last minute. So Kate has prepared. She says, since 1998, the Homeownership Center has provided housing counseling services to over 3,500 households who come to us wanting to purchase their own homes. Through this work, we have helped over 1,000 of them achieve this goal. While we are very proud of our work and these great success stories, if you do the math, you'll see that only 1 out of 3 to 4 of these households were able to purchase their first home at the time they wanted to. While there are many different stories and situations represented among the households who couldn't achieve the goal right away, there are some common themes, and the most prominent among them are the need to improve credit, household budgeting, the need to increase household income, and the need for better career opportunities. At the Homeownership Center, we can and do help people to improve their credit and budgeting. However, there's very little that we can do to help our customers increase their household incomes and improve job prospects. This is not in our wheelhouse. Enter the Financial Opportunity Center. The three-pronged approach of the FOC model, with coaches providing customers with knowledge and skills to improve their financial status, enhance their employment prospects, and navigate often complicated income support network, all in one place, is, to my mind, a smart, efficient, and much-needed strategy for our community. In so many cases, in so many local households, the challenges are complex and the needs are often intertwined. So for there to be a place where all of these issues can be addressed as at once is really great for our community. When Karen and Highland Community Builders approached us and asked us to be part of this new endeavor, it didn't take me but a moment to say yes. We know that the Homeownership Center does important work in our area, helping families to get their financial lives on track and to be able to purchase a home. But we also know that isn't the whole picture. Families need good, stable employment and income to keep their financial lives on track, and often before that, they could really use some extra help, such as SNAP benefits, and that they may not even know they can even qualify for that. Getting that help too is going to make a big difference in many people's lives in our area. I know that I speak from all of us at the Homeownership Center when I say that we are excited to join these great partners and to be part of this this holistic approach to improve the lives, to improving the lives of the families in our community.
That's great. Thank you so much. That was great. Talking about adding on components to that service is really key. So I loved hearing how what you all are looking forward to. So last but certainly not least, I'm going to pass it over to Jennifer, who's going to talk a little bit about some of the client success stories that they've already had. Do a quick reminder and overview of what the FOC is, and then we'll open it up for questions. Jennifer?
Thank you very much, Emily. I'm so happy to be here and to be part of this launch of both the Financial Opportunity Center and our Digital Navigator program. We've been working on these programs since July and August of this year and have really rolled them out in September. And I'm happy to say we have two clients that I'm highlighting today. First is MaryBeth, and you can see her here in the picture. She received a laptop for her and her family. So when MaryBeth came to us, it was through our workforce development program. And as we were explaining to her our programs that we offer with Highland Community Builders and Randolph County Housing Authority, we knew she needed employment, but she also came to us and said, hey, I need some help with credit building and budgeting. These were areas that she didn't have the skill sets in and wants to learn more about it. So we've enrolled her in our Financial Opportunity Center, and we are starting walking her the path on understanding what a budget is and how we can help her improve her credit and get to her ultimate dreams and goals. The Digital Navigator program could not have come at a better time for MaryBeth. She's a mom and she has 2 kids. And right now, where she lives in the Randolph County area, there is very, very limited broadband. And so we are actually in the process of helping her get broadband through Frontier Communications. She lives in such a remote area, Frontier did not even have her address in their system. So the first thing we had to do is we're still working with Frontier to build her address in their system in order to get her internet. And once she gets internet, now that she's got the computer, she's going to be able to help her kids with school because they are in remote learning. She's going to be able to continue her job hunting, and she and her partner are going to be able to increase their computer skills. So they're so excited that we were here because they had no idea how to move through some of these paths. And that's what the Financial Opportunity Center and the Digital Navigator program is helping them do. So that's MaryBeth. Our next one is Tommy. Tommy came to us as someone who was needing a significant amount of help in multiple areas of his life. And as you can see here, he's actually partaking in our Get Ready work program for wood manufacturing. And again, that's how he started with our program. He wants to get some stable employment and increase his ability to provide for his family. And so he came to us, and again, we were talking to him about programs that we had. And after a while, he said, you know what? It's not just about getting a job. I need to get my financial life on track. He keeps on talking to me when I see him almost on a daily basis right now. He goes, I want to take my kids to Disneyland or Disney World. I've never had a vacation because I've never had the budgeting skills or the enough employment to save money to take my kids. And he's got 4 kids. So he wants to take his kids to Disneyland and he wants to buy a house. I mean, those are his goals. He knows he's not going to be able to accomplish those in just a couple months or even 6 months, that it's a 2 or 3 year process. But he's excited to be working with our Financial Opportunity Center, and he's just starting working that path of the Financial Opportunity Center. The Digital Navigator, we got him a computer and he's getting his internet installed today through Frontier. He's so excited to be able to get the internet installed because he shares custody with his kids, and he gets his kids 4 nights a week. And of course they have to do homework. You know, even though they have school during the day, there is still some virtual homework they have to do. And he has been walking down to the local elementary school in order to get internet access. So now he's going to have internet access as his home. He has a laptop, and he and his kids can do their homework in a safe and a warm place each night. When his kids aren't there, he's going to be using it for job searching and resume writing. And he also realizes he needs to get an email address. one of those basic skills that many of us take for granted is something that he doesn't have, because he hasn't had a smartphone that is easily accessible for email or any of those things. So we are so excited to be able to help Tommy and MaryBeth and others. With our Healthy Home program, we were able to bring laptops to two seniors in our Healthy Home program because they wanted to be connected to family and they wanted to be able to have telehealth appointments. So we've kicked off this program just a little bit, and we're so excited to be able to continue to work with all of our program participants in both Healthy Homes and all of the other programs. So I know they really appreciate it. So just some contact information here in the press release. If you did receive the press release, there was the phone number, the 304-940-6776. And you can call that number and leave a message if we're unable to answer it. And we can have someone give you a call back, whether you need assistance with the Financial Opportunity Center or the Digital Navigator program. If it's easier, you can send an email to us and just put attention Jennifer Griggs, and I will route it to the appropriate person in either one of those departments. And then we do have an online for our Financial Opportunity Center. We do have an online inquiry form, and I've put the email address on there that you can simply fill out. It asks for your name, email address, and some basic information of what you want assistance with, and we will have one of our financial coaches give you a call right away. The Digital Navigator program, again, there's some more information on the hcbwv.org website, and that will tell you a little bit more about the Digital Navigator program. And so with that, I will turn it back over to Emily to see if anyone has any questions for myself or any of the other wonderful speakers today.
Great, thank you so much. Yes, so this is the time that if you have anything else you'd like to share from the group, or if you have any questions about either the Financial Opportunity Center or the Digital Navigator program, you're welcome to, again, take yourself off mute and ask those questions, or throw a question into the chat box.
No questions. That's okay. It's the morning after a debate, right? We're all a little bit tired after watching that debate starting at 9 o'clock. So,
yes. Okay. Let's give it a, Kim, did you have something to say? I saw you went off mute. I didn't know if you wanted to.
Oh, I was afraid you were going to ask me something. I was still going to be on mute. So I was being preemptive. But since you asked me, I always have questions. Karen knows this about me. So Jennifer, how many families or individuals do we hope to serve in this program, like in the first year?
We're really, for the Financial Opportunity Center, we're really hoping to serve about 50 to 60 families, get them actively involved in the program. We're already reaching out to so many more, but they might not be the right time for them. Some of our families, especially those that are affected by COVID right now, are really in crisis mode. And so our goal is to follow up with them throughout 2021 and see if it may be a better time for them, maybe at the end of 2021 or even in 2022, to really get involved in the Financial Opportunity Center. For the Digital Navigator program, our goal is to help about 75 families with both low-cost internet, potentially low-cost computers, but the big thing is training people who may lack some of those skills on how to use a computer. We have one gentleman that we're working with in one of our other programs, and he had to do some online testing for us, and he didn't even know how to turn a computer on. And this is a gentleman who's in his 40s. And so he's very, he has kids too. And so if he has such struggles with computers, we know that his ability to teach his kids will be very limited. So our goal is not only to get internet and devices into people's hands, but also the training component is key, because we know, especially here in the Appalachia area, if you haven't had internet or computers, you haven't learned how to use them. And so we really need to teach people how to use computers, get email addresses, and be more proficient in the internet.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Anything that Jennifer or Karen that you want to kind of leave the group with at all?
No, I just, again, I'm happy you could all spend a little time with us this morning. I'm always excited launching new things. It's one of the things that, gets me to work every day, and particularly new things that involve these really strong partners we have in our part of the state and in our region. And so, yeah, now we just look forward to really inviting people and families to come and get some coaching and walk with us down a path they choose and get where they want to go.
Great.
And I just want to say, most of you probably don't know, but I'm a new resident to West Virginia. I've only been here for a little bit over a year, and coming to work for an organization like Highland Community Builders and the Randolph County Housing Authority and all the programs that they do are bringing so much to the community. Every single day I'm out there and meeting with potential participants, and they're so thankful for the services that we provide to them, and that there's someone that they can come to and just say, I need help. How can you help me? And so we've got the resources. So I really appreciate getting to know Rural LISC and the Benedum Foundation and all of our partners for what they do for us.
Emily, if I could add, I'm on the state workforce board, and we're always looking for positive programs and innovations that we could translate in other places. So I think when you all are ready, we meet generally quarterly, but COVID has kind of messed up the schedule. But I do have the ability to, ask for someone to present to the board. And we are doing all this virtual now, but I just think the learnings that you're having here, just how many people would be surprised to hear that someone doesn't know, Frontier doesn't have their address, or they don't know how to create an email account. Those are things that we think that people are past, and we're not. And, there's a lot of work happening around broadband now nationally, and then with our senators and congressmen and women. And the Benedum Foundation has an initiative, and Karen, I don't know if Jen spoke about that at your event, but we're very interested in the learnings. And if you're collecting data, that we can really tell these stories, that no, there are really people out there that don't have any access. And just that it really touched me when you said that they could go and be warm and do the homework with their children. It's been okay, I guess, because it's been warm weather. It's not going to be okay as we go into the winter. So I appreciate the work. But if you want to present, let me know.
Thanks. And that is so typical of the Benedum Foundation and Kim. They are really joined with leaders in West Virginia, really kind of leading the way in so many ways as people who like to think outside the box, push the envelope, be innovative. And Kim's connected me to all kinds of people that have helped us get a variety of things going, because she's always like, let's make connections, and it's just in the West Virginia DNA, I think, but they've been just such a valuable partner all these years. So thanks.
Great. Thanks so much.
Emily?
Yep, go ahead.
This is Rhett Dusenberry representing Congressman Alex Mooney. I just wanted to make a comment or two that Benedum and all the other organizations that are helping, they just don't know how much of an impact they are having on the community. The delegation in DC, they're doing what they can to make sure that a lot of infrastructure funds are included for broadband. And also we're fortunate to be in two neighboring counties, Randolph and Upshur, that have the chair of the Broadband Council and the vice chair, Robbie, of the Broadband Council here in the state of West Virginia. So we're making great gains on that. And also vocational. The Chamber's been very, very helpful in working with local industries to have people take the ACT benchmarking tests, and people were even talking about possibly getting that into the 8th or 9th grade. So any of the kids that don't want to go to college, they'll at least have a benchmark for trades. And I just a little aside, I'm probably like y'all. I sometimes wish I'd never learned how to operate an email. It's like bricks in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? You get to pull 2 or 3 bricks out, and next thing you know, oh, I've got 4 more bricks in my pockets, you know. But that's life. And COVID, as bad as it is, has made us make a transition to show that we are resilient. We can operate in a whole different environment. But just to give you a little bit of information too, on the financial literacy this year, the General Assembly basically changed part of the standard course of study time in the civics battery, where they were teaching 1/4 of the civics time on financial literacy and personal finance. And they have moved that out into a standalone issue, which will give kids a better opportunity to get more financial education in the school system, and I guess give that quarterback to the civics. But what y'all are doing is making a great impact on the community and people's lives. And you're just talking about the gentleman that has those kids and he got his computer. Well, I don't know about y'all. I wish I had a 5th grader. A lot of times around me, it's kind of like, Dad, what are you doing? All you got to do is, I'd be like going, have at it, you know, just reprogram it if you want to, you know, but they'll change your settings on you and frustrate you. But still, on behalf of the congressman, we appreciate y'all allowing us to participate in these forums and these meetings, and any information, questions that y'all would like for me to take back to the congressman, I'm always ready to take them. So please feel free to ask, or I'll give you an email address and you can send me an email. But thanks for everything that all of y'all have done. And we're just this morning, I apologize, I had to hop off. Beverly got awarded an EDA grant for the wastewater treatment. So we are, you know how that goes. That's going to save jobs and also create another scenario for possible economic development. So, and that's, you know, more disposable income. And just one more quick thing that I was thinking about. I've heard stories of some municipalities when we were talking about the guy that didn't even know how to turn on a computer. Certain municipalities and also other entities that they will check with their personnel. And because a lot of personnel now, you have to sign on a computer. It's not a little time clock, or some people still might use a handheld time card where you write it down, but everybody's going digital, and some municipalities, et cetera, will offer through their IT departments education for their employees, because, you know, not only are we teaching our trying to help municipal or state with a good employee, but also we should be helping to develop our own workforce. And if they stay with us, that's great. They're more productive and with the program. But if they go on, they got something that we contributed to them in their future quality of life scenario. So I'll get off. I'm getting long-winded. I know we're at the end of the meeting, but I just wanted to say thank you and let y'all know that Congressman's office is always open, and let us know if we can help. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. That was a great addition. And, you know, something that that reminded me of is just another thing that I think is really powerful about this partnership is Highland Community Builders is joining over 100 other financial opportunity centers across the country. The model is over 15 years old, was built off of the Annie E. Casey Foundation model, and has a lot of really strong data that really proves when they're getting those 3 integrated services, they're much more likely to get placed in a well-paying job and retain that job and increase their overall net income and net worth. So it's exciting to add Highland Community Builders to that group of really strong financial opportunity centers across the country. And, hopefully we continue to not only learn from Highland Community Builders, but they're able to really learn from some of those other partners across the country. So we are at time, but again, any other thoughts or questions, last minute burning things that want to be said? Okay, well, we will send out some follow-up information, a little more information about the Financial Opportunity Center. Again, don't hesitate to reach out with any questions that you might have. And thank you all for being part of this today.
Congratulations again.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Very
Thanks,
good.
everyone.
Thank
Good to
you.
see you all.
Thanks, Karen, Jennifer. Thanks, Emily.